Let's look at how we build our second body paragraph using pathos. So once again, let's revisit our central argument using our example article by Julie Gunlock, the First Lady and the Cheeseburger. So once again, the central argument reads that the Obamas believe that they know what is best for Americans, yet they are hypocritical in following their own rules. This consequently widens the gap in their disconnectedness with Americans. Remember that pathos is emotions, and it's the emotions that the author brings out in the reader. It's how the author makes us feel. So we have to think logically, what would the author want us to feel? Well, in this particular article, Julie Gunlock is trying to make her audience angry and frustrated. We know this because her audience are conservatives. And the thing is, the conservatives can't do anything about Michelle Obama and her initiatives with food. So if you can't change it, all you can really do is just simply unify your audience and unify them with the same emotions. So examples of pathos that I found. In paragraph 4, Michelle Obama's behavior is irritating to the author and to her readers because she ate the cheeseburger and the fries to seem relatable. In paragraph 5, Gunlock finds that the First Lady is grating because Michelle Obama does not seem to trust us to make the same decisions that she's able to make. In paragraph 6, the First Lady has done some aggressive finger wagging at the food and restaurant industries for serving foods that her own family enjoys. In paragraph 7, the Obamas treat Americans as children and look to themselves as the parents who need to discipline America's behavior. And lastly, in paragraphs 8 and 9, the First Lady is the mother who scolds her children for swearing and then turns around and does it herself. The all too typical do as I say, not as I do form of parenting. So I took these and I tried to form a paragraph. It's a little longer than 200 words, so I'm going to have to go back and trim it. But this is a pretty good example, I think, of a first draft of a pathos paragraph. So listen as I go through it. You're going to hear that I use a topic sentence using either the word emotion or pathos. You'll hear that I'm going to cite the author. Once I use her last name of Gunlock, I'm just going to use the page numbers or paragraph numbers rather. I'm also going to try to come back to the question of why. So I have a lot of hows, which I drew from my planner. These are my hows, how she does it. I'm also going to pull out why this is effective, particularly for that audience. Okay, here we go. So Gunlock's brilliant use of pathos ignites a fury of anger and frustration within her conservative readers in order to unify her audience in agreement with her argument. She begins her article by characterizing the First Lady as irritating because of her vain attempt to seem more approachable, more likable, more normal by eating a cheeseburger and fries. You'll notice I've taken that quote and I've kind of spliced it a little bit. I've taken parts of it and pieced it around in order to form my sentence. Already not fans of the Obamas, her conservative audience chuckles and nods in agreement as Gunlock turns up the rhetoric in the following paragraph by telling her audience exactly how they should feel. What grates is that doesn't seem, I'm missing a word there, aren't I? What grates is that she doesn't seem, look at me changing on the fly, she doesn't seem to trust average Americans to make similarly good or occasionally bad choices. If it didn't grate on them before, it certainly does now. That Gunlock stokes the fire with phrases like finger wagging at restaurants and they view Americans as children. Notice here that I've taken two quotes from two different paragraphs, so I just simply cited as 6 and 7. What collective annoyance the readers may feel after snarky comments on having the temerity to stock salt and snack foods at grocery stores certainly erupts into rage after the thick pathos of, like a mother who scolds her children for using swear words and then yells profanities at aggressive drivers on the interstate, Michelle Obama strains to follow her own rules. Knowing there is little that can change from her article, Gunlock effectively chooses instead to unify her readers with a common emotion of focused anger toward the hypocritical, do as I say, not as I do, White House leadership. I noticed another error. I pulled out this quote here from paragraph 6, having the temerity to stock salt and snack foods. And then I added a quote from paragraph 8, but I didn't put it here. So I'm going to say 6 and 8. That'll fix that. This is an example of a pathos paragraph. Once again, lots of emotion. What emotion is the author using to draw it out of us? How does the author want us to feel?